Thank you, choir. Good morning. Knowing it's the best day ever, yes? I am Valerie Reeves. I am the spiritual director here. It's my honor, my pleasure to get to be here with all of you as we come together to remind ourselves of the divinity that's flowing through, that each day is a new opportunity for a new thought. At the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, where we are transforming lives, building dreams, and revealing love, where all we ask is that you stay completely open to changing your life by changing your mind. Welcome home. I am knowing today is the best day ever. Lots of good things happening today, and it's brilliant to get to see you all as we're starting to move into cooler weather. How many of you are ready for that? Yeah. Yes. All right, well, let's stand up and sing with the choir. Join us to a higher place.
Right. Woo, thank you, choir. Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much. Great choir, right? Wasn't that lovely? Woo, woo. Higher place. I can feel it already. Okay. And good morning. My name is Mark. Good morning. And I am your master of ceremonies for today. Woo! Yay! Wow, there's a burst of applause for that's fantastic. Love you all back. Here at the High Desert Center for the Spiritual Living, we are an all-inclusive center of love. We celebrate and recognize each person as uniquely divine. We view each person as an individualized expression of the one spirit in all. Together we are co-creating a world that works for everyone. We teach and embody the science of mind principles that support our core values, which are love, healing, spiritual growth, oneness, abundance, service, diversity, and inclusivity for all. We thank you for choosing to be here today, and welcome home. And thank you to everyone who is joining us online as well. Say hello in the chat box and let us know where you are watching from and how you are doing today. We would love to connect with you and would love to see you in person soon. And now if anyone is here is joining us in person for the very first time, a very special welcome to you, and we are so glad you're here. If you don't already have a welcome packet, you can pick one up at our welcome table to the right as you exit the sanctuary doors. There's information about our center as well as our books and more gift shop, which will be open after service today and during the office hours throughout the week. Smiley face. Okay, all the ways you can connect with our center can be found in your program, so please take it home with you and keep it handy and connect with the office if you have any questions. And now, it is time for announcements. And I will turn this over to Reverend Valerie for some special announcements.
Yes, hopefully we're not, I heard some echo stuff. So we work with Centers for Spiritual Living when we do certified classes. Sometimes it takes them a little while to get our certificates back. And certificates, when you take a certified class, it goes to any of the CSLs throughout the world. We're over 432 strong, so plus we have teaching centers. And this is a class called Spiritual Principles and Practices, and I finally have the certificates for that, which happened in March. But the certificates are here. First one up, Emily Caruth, you took that class, and here you are. Dreama, come on down, because you are on here too. Dreama DePaul. Yay for Emily. Elizabeth is not here. Dreama is here, and she is making her way up. Vanessa Oden. Woo! Yay. They are coming. Thank you. Good job. They are. Congratulations. Good job for your completion. Justin Gaki is not here. Irene Gaki is not here. They're not here yet, and Mike is not here. Could have given it to him yesterday. So for the rest of them, they'll be here. Okay, we'll give it to them late. All right. Hold up, be happy. Yay. Thank you so much. All right, let's give it up for these students. Classes is really where you make a difference in life and where you get to make a difference in your own life and where we get to know each other on a deeper level. I always think of Sunday service as like an amuse-bouche. It's like a little sampler, and then we get to dive deep into our own self so that we can change our life by looking at what thoughts have been running crazy in our mind so that we can get on the track of what it is that we're wanting and get focused. So let's give it up for them again. Thank you so much. All right.
Congratulations, students. Woo. Okay, so current events happening at our center can always be found at the concierge table, online through our social media platforms, and the community calendar found on our website. These are all updated regularly, so please check in often, as we are always adding more new and exciting opportunities to gather here at our center. Everyone is welcome to join us after the service today for friendship, food, and fun in the Friendship Hall after the service. Drop into the book study, Becoming Supernatural, with Reverend Valerie on Tuesday, August 18th at 11:30 a.m. We are meeting in the Friendship Hall. Love donation. That's a good discussion. I'm doing that. Join Reverend Ann for visioning this Thursday, August 20th at noon. This is an online class. Please pick up a flyer at the concierge table with instructions on how to join in. Love donation. Sing a joyful noise this Friday, August 21st, with karaoke. Yeah, woo, yeah, yay. It is always fun. Bring an appetizer to share and bring a friend for more fun. We start at 6 p.m. and wrap it up at 9 p.m., kind of. Okay, sign up online for the next blood drive, which will be next Sunday, August 23rd from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Blood is a life-saving gift. The blood given is used for necessary surgeries and emergencies. The flyers are on the concierge table to share and invite others to participate. And of course, there are snacks and juice provided after your donation. Thank you for your time and consideration. Also join us next Sunday for Conscious Conversations, hosted by Tina Arredondo. Thank you, Tina. We meet at noon in the sanctuary right here, creating community, conversation, support, and understanding in this intimate setting. This is an inclusive and welcoming group. All are welcome. Okay, get ready for the 4 days and 3 nights transformational journey. Who wouldn't want to do a transformational journey? Read! March 19th through 22nd, next year, 2027. This is our retreat, and it will be a cruise this time, traveling to Ensenada, Mexico. There will be wonderful workshops, teachers, and community, as well as fun activities on the ship and a day to explore in Mexico, or if you want, or you can stay on the ship and have more fun. That's good too. Prepay early for easy monthly payments of $89 to $102, depending on if you choose interior cabin or porthole window or balcony. All options are affordable, and it will be a phenomenal retreat. As a reminder, our practitioner team is here to serve you every Sunday. You can find the prayer request box in the garden room, or see the practitioner of the day, today it's Judy, right after service, near the piano for a quick spiritual mind treatment, which is the science of mind philosophy. In the science of mind philosophy is what we call our affirmative prayer. Our practitioners are here to know the truth for you and to work with you as you change your thinking to change your life. Thank you, practitioners, for your service. We appreciate you. Yay. Now I welcome all who would like to join for hugs and handshakes. This is a time to greet each other with a hug, a handshake, or you may remain in your seats. The choice is yours. Take it away, Chris.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone. When I see you hanging about with anyone, it's not unusual to see me cry. I wanna die. It's not unusual to go out at any time. When I see you out and about, it's such a crime. If you should ever want to be loved by anyone, it's not unusual, it happens every day. No matter what you say, you'll find it happens all the time. Well, love will never do what you want it to. Why can't this crazy love be mine? It's not unusual to be mad with anyone.
join? Good morning. Thank you. Please join me with our affirmation today. I'll read it once, and you can join me for 2 more times. I give generously and receive abundantly. Hear those words when you say them. I give generously and receive abundantly. Once more. I give generously and receive abundantly. I can't think of any better words in my life. I like abundance. Now it's time for us to read Dr. Ernest Holmes' promises together. They are in your program and also on the screens. Thank you, Prima. I keep the promise that I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, wealthy, strong, and happy. I keep the intention to daily speak this truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of life, truth, power, and action. I whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy, with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I assure my soul. And now for our contemplation time. I invite you to relax, breathe deeply, and enjoy the moment. Thank you, Chris. Alison will join me now in lighting the flames of faith. We perform the flames of faith ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faith, all beings come from one great universal presence, which we call spirit. The unity candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of balance and harmony, the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the 5th candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the 6th candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the 7th candle for all forms of Islam, honoring devotion to prayer and the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the 8th candle for universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the 9th candle, acknowledging all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light the 10th candle for inclusivity, affirming that all are welcomed here. And as Alison lights the healing candle, please put silently into the light names of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of Spirit's eternal love. And so it is. And let us continue that space and that beautiful spiritual presence where we are one. One complete whole. Individual, yet altogether one. I give thanks for this beautiful day, for this wonderful center and all of its members, all of its guests. We welcome you, for without you, we are not here. We love and honor each and every one of you. And we especially honor our Reverend Valerie, our great teacher, as she helps us move through the wonderful things that come into our experience, whether we like them or not. And we move forward into bigger and greater things and greater abundance within ourselves and without, and with all things around us. I bless the center and everyone that works here, the volunteers, the ones that are paid. Each and every one of you are so important. Thank you, God, for this special gift that we have. And knowing that each day goes forward as the best day ever, because each one is the best day ever. In love and gratitude, we say, and so it is. And now, Reverend Valerie.
I am knowing it's the best day ever. Thank you so much. As a reminder, we do honor all paths. Whatever path you're on, whatever you choose to believe, that is your choice. We have no dogma here. We just choose and talk about the natural order of everything. The natural order of when we plant a seed, that is what is going to grow. Same thing with our thought seeds. So sometimes we look at things out there and we judge it so much. So there was a rabbi, a priest, and a religious scientist in hell. What? Why? I don't know. So the priest said, yeah, I'm here because I had lustful thoughts. I didn't act on them, but I had lustful thoughts. And the rabbi said, I'm here because of pork. Couldn't resist it. And the religious scientist, which is what we are, said, it's not hot and I'm not here. It's not hot and I'm not here. That is part of our spiritual bypass, and yet we don't bypass anything. We recognize what's happening in the world, and we go inside and we say, okay, because there is only one, what inside of me is supporting that? If we see someone on the street, living on the street, it's like, universe, clean that up in me. Anything that supports that idea of lack, unworthiness, clean that up in me, because so within, so without. When we see crazy stuff going on out there. It's like peace within, peace without. And if every part of our being could be at peace, we would only be surrounded with people of peace. So the work is on the inside. And then we go inside, we meditate, we affirm, and say, Spirit, what direction do I go? And it's not a voice on high, it's a voice within. It is that inner calling, that inner pull that is saying, go this way, do this, see this, think differently, find the worthiness inside, find the love inside, find the peace inside. Is there anyone here that is peaceful 24/7? Okay, I'm not there yet. There's a wonderful book called, I'm not even going to know what it's called right now. But it's creating a world where you take 21 days and you don't speak any negativity. You stay in that space of positivity, and the minute you think something, they have little bracelets. It's called the No Complaint World. That's the name of the book. Okay, I knew it was going to come. You know how when some of us get a little bit older, we have so many files in our head that my mind has to go through the files to find that book. But I see the book, and I had worked with a team, and we all had those rubber bracelets that are really hard to get on, hard to get off, right? It said No Complaint World. Anytime you complained, you were to take that bracelet and put it on the other hand. And so you didn't want to have to do that because that was a lot of work. So the minute you start, it's like, okay, no, think positive things. I went in, and my administrative assistant, she was going back and forth with it. And I said, what are you doing? She's like, I'm about to go off. So I'm just getting ready for it, getting ahead of it. And I didn't make the 21 days because there's, you finally give up. It's like, okay. And yet, getting in that space of let me not complain. Let me see the divinity. Let me see the prosperity, the worthiness, the goodness in everyone, including myself. Yeah. So how many days do we do that? Can we make it a full 24 hours where we're not complaining about someone else or complaining about ourselves in our minds? So we want to make sure that we're in that space of love and flow, and it is a practice. So our practitioners, we are all practitioners because we're practicers of the science of mind. And the more we get to that space of love and peace and harmony, and it's not so easy, it's work, but it can be playful and it can be fun. So it's like, what are the fun things that you're saying about yourself today? What are the fun things that you're doing and forgiving yourself today? Because sometimes we drag that baggage around and we just want to regurgitate that story in our minds. So it's time to put it down, to step into that space of love and goodness and forgiveness for others and for ourselves. Because our subconscious mind, we have our conscious monkey mind chatter, basically does three things: look, listen, learn. Underneath those look, listen, learn, it can analyze, criticize, judge. But everything goes into the fertile soil of our subconscious mind. Every thought, every judgment. And the subconscious mind does not know the difference between you and me. Doesn't know the difference between us. You say something about someone else, it says, yes, that's true for you. Subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a truth and a lie, a dream and reality. And not that we're trying to fool our subconscious mind, but we are planting those good seeds of love and peace and worthiness. Because many of us weren't raised in a home that said every morning, oh my God, you are the best thing ever. You are so adorable. But you can go back in your mind and you can create that story. You can go back in your mind and say wonderful things about you. You can remind your siblings or your parents if they're still on this planet, or even if they're not on this planet, remind me of all the good you see in me. Anyone ever ask for that? Yeah, remind me of the good. And I know that I'll get it from any of my siblings. They might laugh about it, but they'll say nice things about me. I'm thinking about sending out a report card to all of my children. How did I do? And I know 3 out of my 4 children would say good things. One we might challenge, but I know that he sees the good in everything and everyone. We just have beautiful debates about life, about what we're doing. The book of this month, I actually have 2 because I really wanted to embrace prosperity. So we have the Science of Getting Rich, and we have Dream Builders with Mary Morrissey. So I have a couple quotes up here. Let me go to the first quote here by Magic of Dreama. The barriers between you and your greater good are not barriers in themselves. They are accumulated thoughts, beliefs, and emotions of the ages. What has been put there can be removed. Those old thoughts, those barriers. So the barriers between the greater good, it's just thoughts. So more good is just a thought away, right? So we just want to keep having bigger and better thoughts. And we want to act as if all is well, that we are possible. I was thinking about some of the great manifestations that I had that were, in my world, I felt a little bigger than life. In 2002, I was on the game show Hollywood Squares. Some of you don't know about this one. Hollywood Squares, Ellen DeGeneres was the middle square. I just wanted to be on the show. I didn't visualize how much money I was going to get, but I got to meet different stars. Queen Latifah was there, Shaka Khan was there. A lot of great stars there, and I got to play a fun game. I won $1,600. Yay! I mean, money is money, right? So it's great to have that abundance, but I got to have, more than that, an amazing experience that said, I can. So I ended up moving back to the Midwest, because I was in California at that point. I moved back to the Midwest, and about 2007, the game show, Deal or No Deal, came on. I'm like, oh, I need to be on the show. So I did it. We had to send in video demos, video cassette tapes. Remember those big things? So I had a video camera. I had my children literally, I was sitting on the table, and they were bouncing off of the walls in the background. I'm like, I need a break from them. Please, let me be on the show. Let me make a deal. And sent in the video, got no response. And so I moved out to California because my oldest son is an actor. He was ready. He was ready for me to support him to become the actor that he is. So we moved to California, and I had changed my phone by then. I hadn't been thinking about anything else, and he calls me one day, and he's like, Deal or No Deal is looking for you. They have a new syndicated version, so he got me the number, I called them, and I got to be on the show. And I was just thinking about being on the show. I wasn't thinking about how much money I was going to win. Had I been visualizing that, I know it would have been more. But I still had an amazing experience. So I won $27,000. Woo! Yeah, great. And so manifestations, it's like knowing that things are possible, that I can step into something different, something more. And there's always something inside of us that is urging us to go this way or to go that way. So tuning in to what dream is pulling through me, what dream wants to be recognized. Whether it's a book, it's a song, it's a novel, it's a dance. I don't know what your dream is, but I'm knowing that you're worthy of whatever dream you're wanting. And maybe it's many dreams. I think that's what happens to a lot of us is we have so many that I don't know which way to go. So then we take a little time and we slow things down and we say, inner knower, guide and direct me. Direct me. What dream is calling first? Which dream is calling loudest? Because we have a lot. And then we take time with that every single day to visualize it, to verbalize it, to feelingly believe that we are just stepping into the picture. That is our most important time, is that time that we're having with ourselves, with our mind. I have another quote up here about our dreams. Your dream is the blueprint for the life that is seeking to emerge through you. Your dream is the blueprint for the life that is seeking to emerge through you. I remember listening to Mary Morrissey, and she was talking about one of her sons who didn't have enough money, but he wanted a house, and he saw it in his mind, and he started drawing it out on a napkin. And she said, this is a blueprint. Now, if you really thought this was possible, what would be your next step? See, when we get a dream and we have an idea, then we have to do our spiritual mind treatment, treat our mind, knowing that we visualize, verbalize, feelingly believe it's already true and possible. And then we have to ask ourselves, if I believed this was true, this was possible, what would be my next step? He's like, well, if I wanted to have my own house that I created myself, I'd probably go and get a real blueprint made. She's like, well, go do that. And he's like, that's a lot of money. I don't even know how much it was. It was like $2,000, $3,000. And she's like, well, if you believe it's possible, you find that money. You manifest it. You channel it. And so he did that. And then every day he just kept thinking about that house until the job that he had and the extra income that was coming from multiple streams showed up. And he was able to move forward and lives in his beautiful home that he built from his own mind. So what is your dream? What is calling? What wants to emerge? And if you believe that it's true and possible for you to have that, and it is, all things are possible through spirit, through God, through that energy of the universe, what would be my next step? If I believe I have a successful business, maybe I draw out a website, maybe I create a brochure, maybe I just take time to talk to people and help brainstorm. We had a fun activity in one of our workshops that we would mention what the dream was, and then people would throw all the ideas that they could think of, and it didn't matter. We don't throw any of the ideas out, just brainstorm all of the ideas. And there were some pretty crazy ideas that came up to be able to get to that dream. Sometimes brainstorming with someone else, sometimes even brainstorming with children. That's a fun thing to do. Give me some ideas if I want to do this. What should I do? What should be my next step? They will come up with some very creative ideas. Fun thing to do. I do have another quote up here. You don't have to know how, you just have to know what would you love. That is the correct question. What would you love? I know Mary Morrissey talks about when she got remarried and they both had a house. And so they were thinking, well, what are we going to do with this other house? And they were thinking about the renting. And as they got to talking, it's like, we really don't want to be renters. We don't want to have to, or be landlords. We don't want to have to rent this house out. So they asked the correct question. What would we love? Well, we would love to sell it in a market that wasn't working really well. And so they said, well, what would we do if we wanted to sell this house? We'd put it on the market. We'd go ahead and move into the other house, or maybe we find a different house. And people questioned it. In this market, you're going to sell it? But they had already had the conversation. They already saw it being sold to somebody that was going to pay the right amount of money, that was going to actually love it as much as they loved it. Because that was their goal, that was their dream. We want to sell it to someone that's going to love it as much as we've loved it. And so her husband went out to get the mail. They're packing up stuff in a moving truck, and neighbors rolling down the street with her baby in the stroller and said, oh, you guys are moving. We've loved having you as neighbors. What are you going to do with your house? He said, I'm glad you asked. We're going to sell it to someone, so if you know anybody. And all of a sudden her wheels started turning. She's like, I do, my best friend. And so they're still packing up their house. The day hadn't even ended, and there's a knock at the door. And it was her friend. It was their neighbor with her friend saying, hey, we just wanted to come look at your place. It wasn't even on the market yet. And she said, well, you know what your house looks like if you're trying to pack up and get moved. It's a mess. They said, we can overlook that. So they came in, and Mary Morrissey said she could see that woman moving in already. We could put the piano there. We could do this here. We could do that there. Regardless of how it looked, they were already moved in. So they got a bid. They took it. It was for the right amount. Done. They didn't even have to put it on the market. So when your mind gets to that space, what would I love? Not what can I afford, what can I make happen, but what would I love? That is the right question. And then going to that space of I am worthy, which I like to use Louise Hay's mirror work. You go to the mirror and you say, you are worthy, you are lovable, you are capable, you are smart. You have all the intelligence of the universe flowing through you. You have that love affair with yourself. Because in our philosophy, we have our 5 steps of treatment. There's only one. There's only one. And if there's only one spirit, one energy, we're all connected, then I'm connected with that oneness. That is our second step. And if I'm connected with that oneness of the universe that keeps the stars going and the oceans flowing. I know that all the power is right here, right now. It's just getting through the barriers in my own mind. And I give thanks that it's already done. And I release it to the universal action of the law. It's like if I plant a seed in the ground, I want to grow a watermelon, I plant a seed and I'm giving it love and water and sunshine, but I don't see it growing. So I dig it up and it's like, what are you doing? You're not growing. And this is what happens to us. We plant these seeds of all that we want and then we dig it up. Oh, you're not working yet, you're not working yet. And then we try to plant it again and then we dig it up again. So we want to keep it planted and just be in that space of faith that it is happening. I think about this when I was on Deal or No Deal, because it wasn't until I finally released it and just let it go. I mean, I already saw myself on the show in my mind, but it wasn't until I released it to the universal action of the law, let it go, don't even think about it anymore, that it came back to me. So putting it out there, releasing it to spirit, knowing all is well and all is happening. It's two farmers. Two farmers were each given a big bag of seed. This is a very valuable bag of seed. And so they took them home. They're living side by side. And the first farmer said, you know what? These are valuable seeds. I can't let them go. So he put them in a big jar that he could see them. And he just kept looking at them. And he just kept, these are valuable. I can't just let them go. Well, the second farmer, he took his seeds and he's like, I'm going to trust the soil. As he dug up the soil, put the seeds in, and then covered it. Covered it with the topsoil. And then he trusted as his crop began to grow. Years passed, and the other farmer just had his right there in the jar, just looking at it. These are valuable seeds. I can't just let them go. In the meantime, the second farmer got his harvest, got more seeds from his harvest, and planted another, and another, and another crop. So let's not be that first farmer that just looks at the dream, doesn't plant the seeds, forgets that they're worthy, and just looks at them, because the value is in the action. The value is in the letting go and trusting. Trusting. Oh, we trust so much, don't we? I think of that, though, when I get on the freeway or two-lane highway. It's like we trust that the other person is going to stay in their lane, right? We have a lot of trust. So when you forget that you have trust, remember that you drive in America. And if something has ever happened, trust that you're always safe. I always do an affirmation before I get in the car and go somewhere. It's like I travel in safety and love and peace and protection. I trust that everyone in my experience is doing the same thing, trusting and being conscious. And if they're not, then we forgive them and we move forward. Wallace Waddell says this in The Science of Getting Rich. In The Science of Getting Rich, we have a couple copies in the bookstore, and you can also get it as a free PDF download. So super simple. You can also go onto YouTube and say The Science of Getting Rich, and somebody will read it for you. So you do not get what you want, you get what you believe you're worthy of receiving. You don't get what you want, you get what you believe you're worthy of receiving. And sometimes we might get mad that it seems like, oh, they have so much. Well, what was in their consciousness? Actually, we used to have t-shirts here that said, up your consciousness. Up yours, consciousness. Yeah, yeah, because we want to up our consciousness, because sometimes we're at a frequency of 99.1, WORRY, we're at the worry frequency, or we're at the lack frequency, 102.3 at FM, LACK, lack. No, we want to take it up to 106.5, to abundant, worthy, seeing the goodness, which is upping our vibration, like our song sang today, up, up, up to a higher space, up to a higher level. And some thoughts, once in a while, we're not thinking from a high level. We're in that doom or gloom. And because we are the writer, the producer, the director, and the actor of our own show, feel like it makes noise when I step in certain spaces. So we want to be the actor, the director, the writer, the producer of a show that is fabulous, that is fun, that is filled with laughter and goodness, instead of the drama or the melodrama that maybe we've been creating, or the horror flick, I don't know. What's your life look like, right? We're the one that gets to decide. And if something isn't working out, it's like, well, what would I love? What would I love? And so then we go within and take some time, we doodle. I'm saying we as a collective we, but that's what I do. Doodle, what would I love? What would I love? What would I love? Because sometimes we've pushed our dreams so far down, we don't even know. I don't have a dream in here. I don't have a dream. And yet we do, because we're still here. There's something that's wanting to come through, each and every one of us. So honor it, embrace it, tune into it. So as we take this time to tune in, let's go and take all of this energy, all of these brilliant ideas that are floating through you, and allow them to bubble up as we go inside our heart of hearts. Tuned in, I am plugged in, I am charged up to that inner vibration as I continue to live to a higher vibration of love. Seeing the good in others as I see the good in myself. Seeing the abundance in the universe. There is so much goodness. All this goodness in the universe is here for each and every one of us. It's just releasing those thought barriers as we let them go down the stream of life. And like a beautiful stream, we are in the flow of love, peace, harmony, abundance. That we just say, yes, 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 I am worthy. I allow the goodness to flow. I support my dream. I take action. Starting with my mind, starting with my heart, and each and every step of along the way, knowing I am worthy, that life is good and life is very good. As I take all of this in, knowing all is well. And so it is. And now we have the fabulous musician, singer, talented amazingness, Chris Hermstraw. Let's give that to him.
All I have and all I feel
That was beautiful, Chris. Thank you so much. Let's give it up again. Let's really give it up again for him. Thank you. All right. It is that time for giving, knowing that we are so blessed that part of that reciprocity of life, we give, we receive. So as the ushers come forward, let's think about the different ways we can give. You can use the QR code up here. We have a drop-down box on our website that you can give to, any area that you'd like to. You can mail in or you can give live and in person right here. So we are so blessed for the givingness of this center, knowing that we are thriving in wonderful ways. So let's say our giving affirmation all together. As I give, I set abundance in motion. My offering blesses the center and returns to me multiplied through expected and unexpected channels of good. I am grateful, I am generous, and I am abundantly supplied. Supplied by Spirit, that we just open up the channels, knowing that Spirit is the source of all of our supply, that we just say, yes, 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 I'm open to all the good that is flowing. And in great gratitude for this givingness, I just release my word knowing all is well. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you, ushers. Thank you, choir. So just a quick reminder, there's coffee and amazing goodies in Friendship Hall, so please join there. There's also the prayer circle with Judy today, our Judy St. Clair practitioner emeritus that will be doing prayers around the piano afterwards. And if you are in the advanced or have signed up for the advanced consciousness class, just a reminder that we're having a quick meeting right after this time together. So let's go ahead and stand and join the choir in our song. If you want to hold hands, you can. If you want to dance, you can. If you want to sing louder than everyone else, you can do whatever you choose. So hit it, Chris.